When I look at you, you don't seem old to me. Okay.
Well, thank you.
But when you think about Mario Andretti's last IndyCar win 25 years ago in '93,
Yeah.
it's got to make you feel old.
Well, you know, for me, I mean, yeah, I mean, '93. That's what 25 years ago,
Yeah.
24 years ago. You know, you kind of wonder where it's all gone. But the fact that he won that at what 54 years old or something like that. You know, I quit at 45. I thought that was enough, and he went 10 years beyond me. So that's just, to me, nothing more than a reflection of, you know, the passion he had for, and probably still has, you know, for the sport.
Drivers over the years, whether it was when you raced or your son racing out of it, there's different personalities of drivers that you compete against.
Mm-hmm.
Ones that it's either in the garage or a pass, a wreck, whatever the case may be. What's it like racing against Mario Andretti?
Well, you know, you have to kind of, if I go way back, I mean, here I've watched Mario drive from the mid-'60s, you know, I was a kid. And then I think maybe the first time I raced against, I was on the same track as Mario, probably was, well, probably '78, you know, the U.S. and Canadian Grand Prix. And of course, that's the year he won the World Championship. So, you know, it's always a little bit, you know, you're a little awestruck. Then here you go, here you are on the same track, same day, same race, with a guy you had revered, that you had watched for many years, and who you had a lot of respect for. You know, so to get on the you know, that same day, it's like, wow, you know. And then of course over the years, got to race against Mario a lot, and it you know, it's something that you know, I appreciate. You know, just, and then there were others that, you know, I appreciated being on the same track with them because of what they had achieved, you know, over the course of their career. You know, guys like Rick Mears, you know, Al Unser, of course, Mario for sure, AJ, although, you know, he retired fairly early, but in our, you know, when I was racing against him. But so it's, you know, you feel very fortunate, you know, because people will say, hey, did you ever race against Mario Andretti? Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, you know, so. That's something I can, you know, he was is a titan of the sport, like Dan Gurney. You know, when we used to go into board meetings and here's Dan Gurney sitting next to me, and it's like, you know, you got to pinch yourself, like, you know, this is a guy that you absolutely, you know, worshipped, and here he is right next to you, calling you by your first name. You know, so yeah, it's something special for sure.
Mario always has a smile on his face, and he always has time for the fans.
Yeah.
A good way to put it?
Well, I think so. I mean, Mario's a smart guy. You know, I respect him certainly for his on-track successes, but I think what I really respect of him was his work ethic, and that went beyond just the track. You know, that was, like you say, you know, with fans or corporations, or, you know, Mario wasn't a guy that just drove the cars. You know, he was involved in all aspects of it, and I think that's what, you know, that's what really, again, when I look at, you know, if you'd say, okay, here's the respect you have for Mario. Yeah, I respected him as a driver for sure because of what he accomplished, but I really respected him for that work. You know, coming as an immigrant, coming from where he did, you know, and of course in the '60s, you're racing dirt tracks, stock cars, formula cars, sports cars. You know, I kind of wish I'd been in that era to do the same, but you look at what he did, and you know, he was a pro on and off the track.
Finally, if you were to sum up his personality, fair, intense, ornery, stubborn.
He's intense, I think. You know, he's intense. You know, he's a fighter. You know, he's you know, he reminds me a lot of my father. He always reminded me a lot. My dad came from, you know, he was an immigrant. You know, built his own company. He was just a real, you know, he was a guy that, you know, he wasn't going to take any grief from anybody, you know, and I think Mario's that way, you know, and, you know, clearly over the years, there were times Mario and I had our moments, you know, and I tell people, you know, when I beat Mario on any given day, I really felt like I'd done something that day, because he was a yardstick in my mind, you know. And that's not to say I felt, you know, badly of when I would race against a Rick Mears and beat him, or an Al Jr. or Michael Andretti, but, you know, Mario was the yardstick, and so when you did have a good day against him, you felt like you'd really done something that day.